Getting right into today's video, we're trying the viral nails that hopefully y'all saw. If you didn't, I will insert a photo above, but it pretty much gives me like disco ball vibes. It's a textured nail with chrome powder and it honestly looks pretty cool. So we're gonna be attempting it. Now the tutorial that I followed was totally not clear, so I ended up having to just kind of figure it out on my own, and I will share that process with y'all. So we are starting off by prepping my nails with the pop-off method. I added a little bit of cuticle oil on my natural nail. This is just gonna help so that the product doesn't fully adhere and I can just easily pop them off. And now I'm going in with a top coat. You can use matte top coat or glossy, whichever you prefer. I'm just using a cheap brand so that I'm not wasting my good product, and I'm adding a little bit on my natural nail, curing that. And now we're actually going in with our press-on nails. These are from Amazon. If y'all want some good long press-on nails, I'll definitely leave them linked down below because I absolutely love these. They are super long, which I love as well, especially with doing more trendy nails. Long nails are the way to go. So I'm just applying a little bit of that same top coat on the back of the tip, a very small amount because we do not need a whole bunch under there. And then I'm quickly pressing from the cuticle area down towards the tip of my nail. And then once I get to the tip of my nail, I go in and slide underneath my light. I do have my Kiara skylight propped up on my armrest to make this process a lot easier. So you can kind of see how I'm just pressing that on, going right up under the light, and the sensor instantly turns the light on, which is so helpful. Now I'm giving it a full cure once I flashed cured these nails, and once that's done, we are just making sure that that cuticle area is a little bit more flush than it is. And sometimes I will get a little bit of leakage because I do not try to apply these perfect at all whatsoever. So I'm just blending in that cuticle area and making sure that I'm removing any leakage from the gel polish if I have any. And for this process, I am just using my Efile at a speed of about 4,000 RPMs, and I'm using a 5-in-1 bit in medium grit. It really doesn't matter, just use light pressure and be extra careful since you are working really close to that skin. Now I'm just cleansing with the lint free wipe and a little bit of Young Nail Swipe and making sure I get all that dust off. Now we're gonna be going in and cutting up our little strips. So this is actually the wrapping paper or the little insert that comes with any type of decal. And I know y'all have seen these. You pretty much just take your decals out of these, or your stickers, nail stickers, whatever you call them. And I'm pretty much using that paper from that little plastic from that. So I'm just taking scissors and doing strips. I do definitely think thinner is the better route, especially if you have tiny fingers like I do. If you have a wider nail, a wider piece would definitely be preferred. But from my experience with my tiny little fingers and these long nails, definitely skinny and long is the way to go. And I definitely could have gone a little bit longer as well. So just, you know, this is my first try and we're just kind of going with it. I'm going in with a nude polish. This is Sea Salt Caramel from Not Polish. It is my favorite nude color to use. And I'm going to be applying that on the rest of the nails. A very thin layer. You can see how it's still pretty sheer. I just want a thin layer of this. Now we're going to be placing that in the light for a full 60 seconds. Once we are out of that light, I'm actually going to be layering on a pink gel polish. You can use whatever pink of your choice. This one is Peachin' from Profiles Backstage, which I have recently found out that is no longer the name, so I will ask and leave it linked down below with the correct name. But it is such a pretty pink, and I love layering these two together. It just gives the perfect pink nude color, and it suits my skin tone very, very well. So I'm just going to be layering on a thin layer of that, and again we're going to cure for a full 60 seconds. Now is where the fun but tricky part begins. So I went ahead and fully cured for a full 60 seconds. Now you're going to be taking your chrome base of choice. I'm using a rub-on chrome top coat, rub-on polish, I don't know what it's called, from Kiara Sky, and I'm adding a thin layer of that on my nail. And then I'm going to be grabbing those strips. So I started off with one strip right down the center of the nail, and then I'm going to be adding two on the sides. Again, depending on how thick your strips are or how skinny they are, you would obviously layer on more or less. So I'm going to be doing three, and again one just right down the center and then two on the sides. And I'm actually going to be flash curing these in the light so that they don't go anywhere and I don't mess them up as I'm working on the rest. I'm just using some tweezers to carefully do this, and I am pressing that into the gel, and that's what's going to create that texture that we see in the original video. On the tutorial that I saw, I totally thought that they still left the little plastic pieces on there, because in like 2 seconds, not even in like 1 second, she like took them off, or the artist took them off, and you don't really get to see that. So I'm here to tell you, you need to take them off. Let me be the experimental person. I don't know if anyone has tried to recreate these at all, but I literally was like, what am I doing? I have no idea, but we're just going with it. So I'm going to continue to repeat that on the rest of the nails. Again, one down the center, two on the sides, and then we're going to flash cure in the light for 10 to 15 seconds. Now I am going in and ripping them off once I cure them. I got really excited to see what it was going to look like, so I ended up just kind of taking them off as I was going. So after I cure this one, you kind of see me peel off the one on the index finger and then the middle finger as well, just because I was like way too excited. Now, first and foremost, from my thoughts of this, definitely make sure you make them long enough so that it goes all the way up towards the cuticle area. I did not do that. I thought I measured my nails, but I didn't do it correctly. So they weren't touching all the way up in the cuticle area. So I did get a little ridge right up there, and you can kind of see where the plastic stops. That's pretty much where I got my little ridge on all of the nails. But again, this was my first trial run, and I always like to try these without sugarcoating anything so that y'all can see the process and let me fail so that y'all can actually do them properly. So again, just flash curing in the light. Chrome powders work better if you don't fully cure it. And you see me just peeling it off very easily. Plastic does not stick to it at all, so it is nice and easy to do so. I'm gonna go ahead and do the pinky one, and then any little areas that I need to file, I would go ahead and do it once all of the nails are cured. Now I did somehow leave this part out, but I wiped off the dust from the nails, even with the rub-on base, because I had dust on there and I wanted to make sure that the chrome powder went on there smoothly. So I took a lint-free wipe, a little bit of nail swipe, and I gave it a nice little wipe to remove that dust. And then look how beautiful this looks. Y'all cannot tell me that that is not pretty. I decided to go with this chrome powder because I feel like silver, gold, red, and all those colors are kind of just expected, but how freaking stunning is this chrome powder? I am obsessed with the look of it. It is so pretty. It has like pink, gold, yellow, iridescent, just gorgeous. And when the light hits it, y'all, I was like, and this is so pretty. So I totally did not want to take these off, but it was too late because I prepped them for pop-off method, and that's just how it goes. I am making a complete mess of this powder everywhere. It was everywhere. It was insane. I'm just taking my finger to rub it in. I have found that that is way easier, and especially if you're not wearing gloves, it is definitely a lot easier as well. Make sure you rub it in, like really press it in and get all those little areas so that they are super shiny. Top coat will not ruin these. I did go ahead and top coat them. This is the final result. Y'all, how freaking pretty. Definitely some perfecting to do, but I absolutely love how it looks. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope you learned a ton, and I will see you guys next time.